Hello and welcome back to my channel. So as the title says, today I'm going to be showing you all of my tattoos. Talking about the meaning behind them, like how much they hurt and if there's any I regret. So yeah, hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe and let's get into the video. I have filmed this video before as it has been requested several times. But it didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to, and then I knew that I was gonna get a new tattoo here. So I thought I'll just wait until I got on the new tattoo and then remake the video. So here it is. So for those of you who don't know, I'm 24, living in Sweden, studying my master's in nutrition, and I was 16 when I first started getting tattooed. Like, I remember being 12, 13 when I first wanted a tattoo, which is kind of young. Like, I don't even know where I first saw tattoos or why I first wanted them. I don't know if it was like a rebellious thing. Like, you know, my parents said, I'm not allowed to get a tattoo, so I wanted to get one. But considering that I really love tattoos, I love seeing them, I love getting them, I love watching tattoo related videos, I don't think it's just a rebellious thing. So I don't want this video to be too long. I have 7 tattoos in total and I'm gonna show you them from the first to the last. Yeah. So the first one I got then was this one on my neck here, and it says "Just Breathe." I was 16 years old, so I travelled to Ireland where I grew up. My dad still lives there, I now live in Sweden, and I decided that I was going to get this tattoo, and I knew that there was a 50-50 chance that I could get it, because in Ireland they maybe aren't as strict with the whole age thing, but of course maybe they could check it and see that I wasn't 18. But I went to a place with my dad, so I did tell my dad, he followed with me, made sure it was safe, all of that, and I got "Just Breathe." So that means a lot. Just Breathe is the kind of slogan for cystic fibrosis, which I have, and it also is related to my anxiety, to my past depression and eating disorders. Just reminding myself that when I do struggle with anxiety and panic or depression, that just like deep breaths, that you know, I can get through it. So yeah, it has a lot of meaning, even if I don't personally see the tattoo myself. Many regret their first tattoo, but I definitely don't. I love it, even if I don't really see it. I don't think it's there. Moving on, then when I was 17, I travelled back to Ireland another time, and I decided it was time to get a second one. This time I didn't tell my dad, but I did tell my best friend who lived in Ireland, and she followed with me, so I went back to the same place. And the second one is this one here, the Freedom tattoo. So it has faded a lot. It was very crisp, very clear when I got it, of course, but that's what happens with tattoos. They kind of blotch out. So that's why you don't want to get too small ones, because eventually it will just turn into like a kind of blob. Like you can tell with the, I find it funny with the birds because they no longer have a beak like they used to. But I still like them. And you can read what it says. I don't know if it will always be that way, but yeah. So, Freedom. I know it sounds like a very cliche, oh, you know, 16 years old, freedom kind of thing. Or, you know, the kind of first basic beep tattoo. Maybe it is. But for me, it has a lot of meaning. So freedom is basically freedom from my eating disorder. I struggled with anorexia for several years, and I was declared healthy 2012. But when I got this tattoo, at 2013 I think, that was when I was beginning to eventually feel mentally free from the, unlike depression, and I still have anxiety, but from an eating disorder. So freedom from my eating disorder. But then also, I am a Sagittarius, and even if I don't fully believe in horoscopes, I'm someone who needs a lot of freedom. I need a lot of space. I don't want people controlling me. Like, one of the worst things I know is when people restrict me in some way, like you can't go there, or you have to do this, or yeah, I don't like it. That is, I think I've always been that way, but I think it also has a lot to do with when I was sick and I was told what to do. There were many things I wasn't allowed to do. I was in hospital, I was locked up, all of that. So like, I've moved a lot, I've moved countries, I've moved cities, all of that. I've no problem to just pack up my bag and leave and things like that. And that has a lot to do with me needing my freedom. Yeah, second tattoo. My third one, that was this one here. So, Dreamcatcher. Once again, a very basic beep tattoo. The majority of girls have dreamcatchers, and I have gotten a few questions regarding it because dreamcatchers, they catch the bad dreams. And then I've gotten people ask me, do you really want a dreamcatcher on you that catches bad dreams? Doesn't that just hold a bunch of negativity and things? But for me, it was more that it catches the good dreams, or a way to, how old was I when I got it? 2016, so, or 15 maybe. I was around 19, 20, I think, when I got it. I don't know what year I got my tattoos. But I was 19 or 20 when I got this one, and it was basically, work towards my goals, catch the dreams. I don't know if it catches the good dreams or the bad dreams, but it's supposed to represent me catching my dreams and working hard. And I know there can be a bit of, is it culturally right or culturally appropriate for a white girl to have a dreamcatcher on her? I don't know. I didn't do my research about it, and it's on me. I love it, but like, it is, and it's fine. It's the only color tattoo I have, and yeah, I still like it. Now it's just like a part of me, so when I see my tattoos, it's like they've always been there, and I don't see them sticking out in any way. If anything, I find it strange when I see photos and I don't have the tattoos, because then I feel like something is missing. So there's not so much more to say about that tattoo. The next one then was, so I did that one in Stockholm. That was my first one in Sweden. And then I went back, I think, a year later and did the one here. So I have a bit of a story with this one, because I'm pretty sure I got ripped off from this person, the tattoo artist. It was a different one from the one who did this one, but the same studio. And I talked to the tattoo artist who did this one, and just kind of mentioned the situation, kind of what happened and the pricing and all of that. And she said that, he most probably, yeah, he kind of ripped me off. Anyway, so this tattoo, I walked into the parlor, I just asked, is there a tattoo artist who can do it? I just wanted a small text, 3 rows, kind of small, just here. I thought it'd be done in an hour, no big deal, it's just a text. I don't really need anything planned or anything like that. So I got there and I was told that, oh, there'll be an artist free in an hour, if you can sit and wait, or if you just want to go take out money, kind of in advance, or yeah. So I sat there, I waited, then the tattoo artist came, asked me what I wanted. I said what I wanted, these three rows of text. I sent him a picture of the quote, kind of the style I wanted, and he went to print it out, and First, the text was wrong, which I don't know how he did that because I sent in the exact quote of what I wanted. So it's basically just to rewrite it in the right font. And then the font was wrong, and then he printed it out again and it was like way too large. And it was just like, it was like an hour of just fixing how I wanted it to look, which was, I had not planned for that because I thought, how hard can it be to just print out 3 rows of text? Anyway, finally we got the kind of right size. I compromised a lot because, or not that I compromised, he was smart in telling me that I needed it bigger, otherwise in like 5 years you're not going to be able to read what it says because it's just going to blotch together. So that is a positive thing about that tattoo artist. He did tell me that, you know, I'm not actually gonna make it too small because it's not gonna look good, you're gonna regret it, so it does have to be bigger, a little bit more spacing. So it does take up more space than planned, but it's fine, I like it. And then the tattoo was done in like 30 minutes maybe. It didn't take that long. What does it actually say? Don't let the sadness of your past or the fear of your future ruin the happiness of your present. So I have loved this quote for a very long time. I had it as my kind of header on my blog for a long time because I just loved it, and it's very true to me. Has a lot of meaning that, you know, I've been through a lot of shit in my past and I have an incredible fear of the future. I have anxiety, I worry, I stress about the future and all of that. But this quote just kind of reminds me to, you know, don't let that fear, anxiety, or the shit of my past to ruin my present, my happiness. And yeah, I still love the quote. I think I was 20 or 21 when I got this. I really don't know, I can't remember. The next tattoo was my first spontaneous tattoo. It was the first one I'd only thought about for about a month. I'd had the kind of, you know, thought and plan to do it. All my other tattoos I had thought about them. I had planned them out for about a year in advance. So it was nothing spontaneous, even if all of the 4 tattoos I was able to just walk into the studio, see if there was a time and then get it like kind of directly. The same with this one here. There was a tattoo artist free willing to do the tattoo, so I didn't have to book an appointment. I don't think. Or maybe I did. Maybe I did have to. Anyway, I can't remember, doesn't matter. But the next one, so my 5th tattoo, it was spontaneous. I found a tattoo studio in Gothenburg, where I live, where I study now in university. It was basically just a text. So I walked in, asked if there was anyone available willing to do it, and they told me that, you know, you have to book. Here they don't really have any drop-ins unless it's announced drop-ins. So I talked to a tattoo artist, I told her what I wanted, I sent her the quote, and we booked in the time for a week later. This was in 2016. Yeah, then a week later I got the tattoo done. So it's a quote on my leg. I will insert a picture, and originally I had wanted it so I can read it, you know, when I'm standing, the quote is, you know, so I can read it. But she basically told me that no, she's not going to do that because I'm going to regret it. So instead I, you know, turn it around so others can read it. Because, you know, I know what it says. So that was a good thing. I mean, either way, I don't think it really matters if it had been faced my way or faced the right way. Because it's not like it's really noticeable or seen unless I'm like in a swimming pool or anything. So I had it placed so it can't really be seen. And the quote says, "No one is coming to save you." And this can of course be seen as very negative, but for me it was something positive. On my tattoos, the Dreamcatcher catches the good. Basically, 2015, 2016, I basically relapsed into, I was very depressed, I was burnt out from high school, just a lot of things going on, I was not in a good place mentally, and so I moved to this new city to study, kind of get my life back, all of that, and I was getting better mentally, I was beginning to feel like myself again, life was getting better, and the quote just kind of reminded me that I can't sit around and wait for someone to help me. There's no Prince Charming, or there's no, no one gonna rush to, or, no one can solve my problems for me, especially not when it's mental problems. Then there is therapy, my family have always been so supportive, there is medication, there is so much support, and there's treatment and there's care and all of that, but at the same time it means that you have to be the one to seek the help. You have to be the one to pick up the phone, call the hospital, book in a therapy appointment, take the medication, all of that. So the change and to get better, that starts from you. And even if there's people who can and will help you to get better from mental illness, no one's gonna come and save you. Basically the hard work has to come from you. And for me, it was just a positive reminder that I have done the hard work, I'm the one who's gonna pull myself out of this, I'm the one who's gonna fight to get my health and my life back. I still like it. I don't really think about the tattoo so much, but if there's one tattoo I kind of regret, I would say it's that one. I don't regret the quote, I don't regret the placing, because I would not want this quote anywhere where it is visible all the time. Like if I had it here, or here or anything, I wouldn't want it. It's not the kind of quote you want everyone to see. But in a way, it's like sometimes when maybe I'm in a swimming pool or if people see the tattoo, I don't know, sometimes I just become very hyper aware of it and of what it says and just kind of the meaning of it. So sometimes I feel like I just want to cover it up. Like if I'm at the pool or beach or anything, then I'll wear shorts or something. I don't want people to see it. So it's not that I regret it, but at the same time I think, do I want to be 50 and have that quote? I don't know. It's nothing I plan on doing a laser removal. It's, it is what it is. But I guess because I hadn't thought about it so much before I got it, if I had waited 6 months, I don't know if I would have gotten it, if that makes sense. I think I was just in such a very fragile mental state. That's that. And then the next one, my 6th one, is this one here, and I think it's one of my favorites. I mean, I love all of my tattoos because they all have a meaning. This one, however, doesn't have a meaning. It's my first tattoo that I got it just because it's pretty, because I wanted it. A lot of Pinterest and Tumblr, you see this type of tattoo, and I just always loved it. So 2017, I decided it was time to get my own. So I went to the same studio that I did the one on my leg, but it was another artist. I'd looked in her work, all of that, and she did the kind of style which I wanted. So I booked in an appointment with her, So I think I had to wait 6 to 8 weeks from booking. Yeah, and she created this design specifically for me based on what I wanted, the inspiration pictures, all of that, and I'm so happy with it. I really love it. A lot of people ask me if it's a specific place that I love or a child memory or anything, but it's not. It's just nature and water and trees, which I love. You know, always have nature on me. So my tattoo artist, she's super talented. I love her work and super friendly as well. And then moving on to my latest tattoo, which I also love. I'm so happy I got it, and this has a lot of meaning. At the start of 2019, I was like, it's time for a new tattoo, and I just think I've always been uncertain if I wanted to do a half sleeve here or if I wanted to start doing here. Because I think this one is so pretty that I didn't want to start getting tattoos here and kind of ruin it in a way. So the more inspiration and videos and all of that I saw, I figured I do want it here. I think it's really pretty here, and it's not like I can wear a long arm top and you won't see it. I booked this tattoo. Okay, so when I was booking the tattoo appointment, it was a lot of emailing back and forth because, I told my tattoo artist that I wanted it here, but I also wanted it some way to connect with this one or some way get it together. And then I also told her what I wanted the tattoo to consist of and the inspiration pictures. So I first sent some inspiration pictures and we talked and all of that, and we booked the appointment, but I had to wait 3 months until she had a free time. It was either 1 week from when I went in to book the appointment and leave my deposit, or 3 months, and I couldn't do it that day that she had available. So I said, fine, 3 months. I want to get it right now, but it's good to wait. It's also good to know that I put a deposit, I have 3 months, and 3 months to decide, is this what I want? Because it's a kind of big step. I have these kind of smaller ones spread out on my body, and this is the kind of most visible one, or aside from this one, So getting a tattoo here, a rather big one, it's a kind of big step, in a way, in showing that you have tattoos. So yeah, I waited 3 months, and within that 3 months, my inspiration actually changed a little. Because I'd originally wanted a line here, or like a kind of space line. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that it would look strange if I didn't have it going around the whole arm. So I told her, skip that, but I want the other things. So that was a good thing about waiting 3 months. So I've had this tattoo about 2 weeks now, I think, 2.5 weeks. And it has 2 roses, 3 butterflies, pearls and daisies. So this is a tattoo for my family. So daisies for my dog, Daisy. Pearls, because my sister's name is Pearl. And then I have roses for my mom. I don't know, I just kind of, that was what I connected with her, roses. And then 3 butterflies. So for my dad, my half brother and my stepdad. Always have them with me. Yeah, it has a lot of meaning and it's so pretty. I love it, I really do. And my tattoo artist designed it so well. I had no idea how she would get all these things I wanted into one piece that looked good, but she did it. My thoughts are to maybe continue on, get tattoos here, and maybe build my way up, get a whole sleeve. And it will of course continue to be very nature themed. You know, I got my birds here, I got the butterflies and the flowers, and then nature theme here, so it's not so hard to keep adding on. It's not going to be a fully, you know, one piece that is, you know, well planned out. It's instead going to be components that kind of build together. So we'll see if that happens, or if I'm happy with what I have now. My tattoos, like, it's been 2 years since I got this one, so that's kind of how long I wait, 1 to 2 years between getting tattoos, because I just want to be certain that I want them. I don't want to do spontaneous tattoos. That's not really for me. I mean, I might get a spontaneous one on like my foot or something, but you know, nothing on my back, arms, legs. That's gotta be well planned out. So yeah, that is my 7 tattoos. And pain wise, a lot of people say that, you know, the neck and the rib cages hurt, but I have high pain tolerance, so I don't think any of my tattoos hurt that much. There were of course specific times, you know, I have on both my rib cages, like sometimes where it's very thin skin that it really hurt, and here, like on the bone, it did hurt sometimes, but you know, otherwise it's no big deal. It's not so bad. It's mostly in the healing process when it begins to itch. That's when it like is the worst, because I just want to scratch it, but I know I can't. What else? Price wise, yeah, I didn't mention it, but this one, you know, I got super ripped off. It was, you know, I paid almost the same for these 3 lines of ticks that I did for this one, or this one actually. And that's also one thing I should mention, that here in Sweden a lot of tattoo artists have a price per hour. So like, for example, the one on my leg, it took about 25 minutes to do, you know, from printing out, putting it on, tattooing, but I still had to pay the full hourly rate. So there you see all of my tattoos, and I will be having a part 2 coming up with some tips and advice, things like that. I don't want this video to be too long, so making it into 2 videos. But yeah, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe down below. If you have any questions about tattoos, you want to get a tattoo, you have tattoos, or you know, anything else like that. And I hope you all have a great week. I will see you again next week with a new video, hopefully. I don't really know what my upload schedule is right now, or what films are coming when, but yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Tattoo copying. You can get inspiration. That's what we all do. Tattoo artists and clients. We see tattoos, we like them, we want a similar one. This is what I like. I would like a similar one, but I don't want the same one. So these are unique for me. No one else has these tattoos. I don't mind if someone gets inspired, that's okay. That's what we all do, but if someone were to have the same one as me, I would actually be rather pissed off. But then of course things like, you know, just breathe, freedom, and the quote and that, they're just generic. It's nothing that, you know, is specific or unique. A bunch of people have those.